Earth, the planet that we live on, home to nearly 10 billion people. But is it home to all of us? Some of us are not from here and we know it. Maybe not consciously, but on a subconscious level we know we don't belong here. So where did we come from? Which galaxy did we originate from? Who are our original people? We have to ask ourselves, are we from the Milky Way galaxy or from somewhere else? We are on a constant journey of searching where we belong and why we exist in the first place. But are the explanations from earthly religions going to answer these questions for us? So many people these days have questions of life and existence, but are left empty with only more questions after following some earthly belief structure for years. We also wonder, why are some people born with incredible talents and seemingly have an advantage over others intellectually, and some fall short? Do we reincarnate and learn through our existence, giving us an advantage in our next lifetimes? Or do we live only one lifetime and go to heaven like religion tells us? Some people believe we're in a simulation and our lives are being controlled by powerful beings. Some people believe that a creator deity presides over us and dictates every aspect of our lives. Or do we have control over our own lives completely, and we decide every aspect of our existence? We live on a planet that's shrouded in mystery with ancient structures that were built, but we have no definitive way of explaining how this was accomplished. Did other people from another planet come to Earth in the distant past and help our ancestors build these megalithic structures? Also, do ghosts exist, or are they figments of our wild imaginations? Have the hundreds of sightings of Bigfoot and other cryptids been fabrications of people that were seeking attention? Or have they been here with us all of this time? We also have to ask the question about our genetics and why we are so barbaric and warlike. Were we genetically manipulated by other human beings to be predisposed to barbaric tendencies? Have other humans and people from the great expanse of the cosmos been coming here for millions of years, and people are only denying this fact? I'm going to delve into these things: reincarnation, spirituality, existence, UFO encounters, the paranormal, science, genetics, and the future on live stream, and discuss with you, the listeners, and try to figure out the truth of all these mysteries. And maybe, just maybe, we'll find out together that we are all not from Earth.
Hello, everyone. Hopefully, the mic's on. Um, let me adjust the camera a little bit. All right, welcome to the 16th episode tonight, Freaky Friday, the history of Vlad Dracula and vampires. My goodness. Coming on a little bit later than I expected. I wanted to start at like 10 p.m., but I gotta say, I went down a rabbit hole with the research on Dracula and vampires. Um, Figured out like some connections to what's going on now. Um, I'm gonna have to, do additional research on this. It's gonna take weeks. I mean, it's unbelievable. I couldn't stop. That's the way that I am. I just keep on making connections and finding out the facts, and it's led to some conclusions. So, but first, do some updates on some things in the news now. Um, I guess the Strait of Hormuz is open again. Saw some posts on social media. People said that it was open before the war, and now it's open again. But let's see how long that lasts. What Trump is doing, he's been doing it for weeks now. Um, he's been saying that the war is close to being over. It's close to being over. Very, very soon, it's going to be over. And always around like Friday, there's some like positive news, and the stock market goes back up. It's because he has investments in the stock market. So does his not son, Barron Trump. Barron Trump is not Donald Trump's son. That he is not related to him in any way. So yeah, that's a fact. What it was is that Barron Trump's actual father, it was in a sort of like a eyes wide shut, uh, ritualistic orgy that men had with Melania. So one of the men that was engaging in these sexual acts with her, that's his actual father. Donald Trump is not Barron's father. Um, they should do a DNA test, but that's not going to happen. So yeah, that'll never happen. But I can guarantee you that he has no connection to Donald Trump whatsoever. But yeah, he's manipulating with the stock market and making millions and millions of dollars. And then come Monday, then there's some bad news. The stock market goes back down. Um, the Dow Jones Industrial Average goes down. S&P 500 goes down, and then by the weekend goes right back up. So what they're doing is they're shorting stocks. That's the way you do it. You bet against the market and you short the stocks, and then you buy them for cheaper. They're doing the same thing with cryptocurrency. They're doing it with Bitcoin. It's now up to like 77,000 per Bitcoin, and it's continuing to rise. It's like fluctuating. It goes all the way back down to like 69, 68, 67, and then it rises back up. These people are manipulating with the financial system to try to make money. And I've come to a factual conclusion. I know what he's up to now. Oh, man. You guys aren't going to believe this, but all right. So there are 13 families that preside over everything, the richest families on the planet. And I'm not going to go into all their names, but yeah, you have like Medici and you have Rothschilds. You got Rockefeller in there also, and they control the Catholic Church. They control the entire financial system, movies, television, media, all of it. These people have they're divested in everything, everything. They literally control everything, and they're old families. Those are the ones that do it. They're in the Society of Jesus, and the Jesuits and the entire Catholic Church and them control all of it. With the head is the Jesuit Supreme General, the Black Pope. So the Rothschilds are the uh, the bankers. They're in the Knights of Malta. They're the bankers of the Catholic Church. What Trump is trying to do is he's trying to push out the Rothschilds. I couldn't believe it when I made the connection. That's what he's trying to do. That's what all this is about. He's trying to put his family into one of these 13 families. He's trying to push them out. It's a literal like smear campaign. He's got like Mark Zuckerberg involved in it because there's all this stuff on Instagram about the Rothschilds now coming out. He's trying to push them out, and he's going back and forth and insulting the Pope. Um, I figured out what that was about. Yeah, that's just an exchange. He's trying to like strong arm his way into these royal families. He's trying to make the Trump family one of the 13 families that rule everything. He wants his sons, his actual sons, Trump Jr. and all the other ones. I don't even know how many kids he actually has. They say he has like, five or six illegitimate kids too. Who knows? He's done all sorts of sexually depraved things throughout his entire life. So, yeah, he's got all these people involved in it. Pete Hegseth and Stephen Miller and Pam Bondi's involved in it. Mike Johnson, JD Vance is involved in it. They're trying to push out the Rothschilds and trying to insert himself into it. That's what it was all about, and that's it's going to continue doing that. He wants to prove that he can make billions and billions and billions of dollars in a very short amount of time, which he's accomplishing this through this war in Iran and gas prices going up, all the commodities going up. So he's trying to make a play for it. Unbelievable. They're gonna end up assassinating him. Oh, there, there's no way they're gonna let him get away with it. There's no way. That's what he's trying to do. He's either trying to fully push them out, or he's trying to insert himself in there into the 13 families, which will make it 14 families. But it's been 13 families for hundreds of years, so that's not going to happen. I can guarantee you that they're not going to let that happen. See, guys, this is the way that this world works. You gotta understand that what you see in the news and the media and the popular consensus about things, that's not how things work. It's all about like power and money and influence and this reverse engineered UFO technology. That's what they're keeping a secret, and they're trying to like make themselves immortal, which the previous episode I talked about that. Being immortal, it's not possible. They are never going to achieve this. That's their problem. They really, really think all of them think the Catholic Church and all these families and all these negative individuals in the Illuminati. They believe that they're gonna like live forever. It's not gonna happen. Not right now. They they are doing the most horrible, disgusting things, and they've been doing it for hundreds of years. And man, I made some connections researching on Vlad Dracula. I didn't expect it. Honestly, I didn't. I knew that there were some societies and stuff like that back in the past because this was right about the time when the Society of Jesus came up. So yeah, I'm gonna have to delve much deeper into that. Um, I don't even know how many people were involved in that. See, these secret societies, they sort of like mutate. Um, they like it seems like they go out of existence, or they end. They don't. They just like transform. They mutate into something else. Just like the Jesuits transformed into Illuminati. They keep on changing themselves to like fit the times and to keep people guessing, people out of it. But Yeah, it seems like this American monster president, he wants to become one of the families. Either pretty sure is by pushing out the Rothschilds. So he's going to end up dying. There's no way that they're going to let that slide. They probably already know that's what he's trying to do. All these families squabble anyway. They've always done it. The Rothschilds in particular, and all the families, they engage in incest to keep their family bloodline pure. That's what they do. So that's disgusting, and like they're all literally related. Erica Kirk is a Rothschild, so she's an evil witch. If that gives you any sort of idea uh, who these people are, they are the worst of the worst on the planet. They will do anything. They will kidnap children. They will kidnap women and men. Um, they delve into all sorts of disgusting things, and they'll stop at nothing to rule supreme. But guess what? I got a little message for all of you. Your day is coming. It is going to be over very, very soon, and all this, family lineage and control and power and all of it, it's coming to an end. In a matter of a couple decades, that's it. That's all you guys have. So, what I suggest is just give it up. It's coming anyway. It's inevitable. It was never going to last forever. Like I've said before on previous episodes, negative periods don't last forever, and negative people, you're always exposed. The truth is coming out, and people are starting to wake up. I hope that more and more people listen to what I have to say. I'm not a conspiracy theorist. I don't consider myself to be a conspiracy theorist. This I'm just telling the truth. I'm just like connecting the dots and the facts. And all this stuff is so convoluted. It's really difficult to try to piece it together. But guys, it's not conspiracy theory anymore. It's the truth. And if anything proves it, it's the Epstein files. Everything that's in there is linked to these people, is linked to these families. That's why it's not coming out, and that's why Trump is not going to let it come out. Only certain things that are connected with the Rothschild. You guys notice that because he's trying to out them. That's why he is on a smear campaign. He's got Mark Zuckerberg involved with Instagram. Elon Musk is involved also. They really think this man's gonna be successful. He's not. They're gonna get ruined. This family's been around since like 1776. Uh, a couple years after that, like 1778, and they've been holding their position as the bankers for the Catholic Church. And the other family's been around for a lot longer. The Medici family, forget it, man. They extend like hundreds of years. So yeah, yeah. Good luck with that, old Donnie. Good luck with that. You are. I gotta say that's a brazen plan right there, but it's never gonna work. It is not going to work. They're going to end up ruining you and your whole family, and it would have been for nothing. And you just like sacrificed American soldiers to go out into a war for what? For nothing, just to make some billions of dollars in the stock market and killing innocent children and women and men over there in Iran and Lebanon and Yemen. You have got to be kidding me. This man is a monster. He has to be removed, people, forcibly. Him and every one of his cohorts, all of them. Stephen Miller, that hateful, racist piece of garbage, needs to be removed. All of them do. That's the only way that this situation is going to get resolved. But even if that doesn't happen, I'm telling you, their days are numbered. It's already been written in the stars, pretty much. So keep it up, and all of you are gonna, figure it out at the end that it was never worth it. It was never worth money and power and all of it, or because the positive people are going to take over the civilization. It is inevitably going to happen. So, um, anyway, yeah. What else I wanted to talk about? Yeah, so that also, yeah, Joe Rogan has been officially like supporting Trump again. Um, he went to the UFC fight and he was shaking his hand and he was like, bowing down to him, licking his boots. My goodness, what a submissive little prick. I can't believe it. All these people were like bootlickers. Even the one of those Tamara twins or whatever you call them. She like deleted her accounts or whatever because people linked her to MAGA, and these people are gonna regret it. All these celebrities and people that are like supporting Trump and his administration and this negative evil agenda. They have literally no backbone, no spine whatsoever. They are compromised above the eyeballs. And when it all goes down, watch what they do. If they survive, they're going to try to beg the public and make excuses to get back into their graces. No, that's not the way that things work. You sold your souls for this. You perpetuated hatred and violence, and yeah, that's what you get. You're an outcast now. The positive people, pretty soon, are going to be the ones to rule everything, guys. That's always the way that ends up. Um, it never works out for negative individuals in the long term. It's just not possible. That's not the way that creation meant for things to go. So yeah, that's it. That's the way the cookie crumbles. So we just have to endure this period. It won't last forever. So maybe I'll make it out of it. Maybe not. I'm not. I'm not afraid. Whatever happens, happens. I will stand my ground. I've planted my feet down, and I'm going to continue to stand against all these negative individuals. I don't care if they do come after me. Then do your worst. I'm not like these, submissive bootlickers. No, that's not going to happen. I would rather die than to, like join the worldwide cult. And there are hundreds of millions of people involved in this. Guys, hundreds of millions of people. It's just unbelievable. So many people have compromised themselves, and there's no positive way out for them. So they did it. Let them continue doing it or whatever. But yeah, another little thing. Greta Thunberg, number two world anti-Semitic. No, she's not. No, that girl is not, or a woman. I think she's an adult now. I don't know how old she is, like 19 or something. But um, yeah, she is not a hateful person. Why? Because she speaks her mind about the genocide in Palestine and the war in Iran and what's going on over there in Lebanon. No, that's not being anti-Semitic. That is speaking the truth. So obviously, she doesn't care. So they've already tried to apprehend her a couple times, but it never works out. Supposedly, her family's got like money or something, but it must be nice. But yeah, she's doing some positive things. Today, there were protests. Not really seeing much on social media about that, but protests against the genocide and against the Palestinians and the Iranian war and all that. So, and funny enough, the Strait of Hormuz opens up when these protests are going on. We're starting to get to them. That's what it is. So the thing is, if you take away all their little tools and you expose them for who they really are, and guys, every single negative individual, all the lies that they tell, eventually it's going to pile up on them, and you're going to see the truth. The truth always comes out. It will never stay hidden forever, but they think they can keep the truth hidden. People are getting more intelligent, and they're opening their minds to the possibility of all these things. So you got to stay open minded. You can't discount anything, but you can't buy into any ridiculous theories also, because they try to lead you in a certain direction, and don't do that. Don't be led into a direction that they want you to go. But yeah, Greg, keep on doing what you're doing. I can't really partake in any like protests or anything like that. I don't have the money to travel and all that stuff. But so tonight, rabbit hole research. We'll put this up here. Um, I'm just gonna show this first. Let's see. This is Bram Stoker's castle. I couldn't get the video to upload here on StreamYard for Dracula's castle, but that's Bram Stoker's. So yeah, I guess they've it's like out in the middle of the mountains, middle of nowhere. I don't think anybody lives there now though. It's not really that big of a castle, but there's a whole lot of sub levels to it. But yeah, that's Bram Stoker's castle right there. All right. All right, this is the slideshow. So those of you that will listen on Apple Podcasts, you'll have to watch the Patreon video. But I'm gonna do the best I can to, you know, articulate all this. So vampires in the history of Vlad Dracula, and it's not like the movies. I can promise you that. So he was his name was Vlad the Third. His father was Vlad the Second. He was born 1428 to 1476 or 1477. There's a lot of conflicting, information whether he died like January 10th, 1477. So him and his younger brother Radu were held hostage in the Ottoman Empire in 1442 when he was 14 years old. In 1456, Vlad invaded Wallachia with Hungarian support and killed Vladislav II. That was his cousin. He then slaughtered and overthrew the boyars of Moldavia and Wallachia. The boyars, they are, entitled. They're nobility of the Danubian principalities. They're like landowners, which people give them donations, and they take land by force. Like they fight, they kill, they take women, or they took women and did whatever they want. Sounds like kind of what's going on now, doesn't it? So yeah, we haven't evolved at all, because that's exactly what's going on. Israel's trying to take all that land out there. They try to take Gaza, committed genocide. They want to take Lebanon. They want to take Iran. They want to own all that. So it's pretty much the same thing. I mean, nothing has changed, and people really aren't doing much about it. So they would take villages over by force and force people to become serfs. Um, so he then fought the Transylvanian Saxons when he took back control of Wallachia. The Transylvanian Saxons are a Germanic people that came to Transylvania in the 12th century. So they were very barbaric and violent. They wanted to, move to a new land. So they moved down to Romania. All right, and then you have he impaled everyone that he came in contact with. So that's where he got the name Vlad the Impaler. So he pretty much impaled all the Transylvanian Saxons. What impale means is, throw their bodies up on a stick, a pointed stick that's in the ground. And sometimes they wouldn't die. They would just, slowly die. Um, very few people actually live through that process because you uh, impale through the back and it comes out through the stomach or whatever. It hits the liver. Once you have damage to your liver, you're gonna end up dying. So in 1461, the Ottoman Sultan uh, Mehmed II ordered Vlad to pay homage to him personally. He refused. Instead, Vlad captured and impaled the two envoys and left them out there. In 1462, he attacked the Ottoman territory, massacring tens of thousands of Turks and Muslim Bulgarians. Unbelievable. And he forced his people to do it. So I don't know if you guys ever watched that movie. Man, what's his name? What's that actor's name? Um, he's like a English actor. It's a newer Dracula movie. Um, it kind of like romances it where he has that. I know the name of the woman, the actress Sarah Gaden. Um, I forgot his name. I forgot the man's name, but it kind of makes him look like he's a loving husband and father and all that. And that guy that was on Game of Thrones, the Lannister father, he was obviously Dracula, um, or the first vampire that was created, and he asked for immortality to save his people and all that. But that's not the story of Vlad. That is Hollywood romancing it. He was not a loving father. He was not a loving anything. So, all right. So, yeah, he killed thousands and thousands and thousands of people there, forcing his people to murder Turks and Muslim Bulgarians. Mehmed II invaded Wallachia after that and tried to replace Vlad with his brother Radu. Um, Vlad went to Transylvania to get help from the king of Hungary, but he imprisoned him instead. The king of Hungary was Matthias Corvinus. So that name sounds familiar, huh? So from the underworld movies, the Corvinus clan, that's the link right there. They actually became sort of like friends, and Vlad had an influence over Matthias Corvinus, even though he kept him in prison from 1463 to 1475. But he taught his soldiers his methods, impaling, and he influenced Matthias Corvinus with his sick, twisted rituals, drinking blood, cannibalism, and bathing in blood and all that. So he was released in 1475 by Stephen III of Moldavia and was forced to convert to Roman Catholicism from Eastern Orthodoxy. That was Vlad's religion. So in the movies, it doesn't state that he has like religious beliefs, but he did. He was Eastern Orthodoxy, which is a belief in the Holy Trinity. So it's the first belief is the uncreated. The number two out of the Trinity is the immaterial, and number three is the eternal. Father, Son, and Holy Spirit. That's what he believes in. This is Palimism, and all this with the religious practice. That's where I started to go down a rabbit hole. It's unbelievable. I've never even heard of that term before, Palimism. But so Palimism is a belief that you can become like God Himself through 30 religious practices and steps, and is achieved by something called theosis and deification. It's also there's something it's called the scala or ladder of divine ascent, and it can make you achieve religious perfection. So there's 30 steps that represent the 30 years that Christ was alive. But this um, Eastern Orthodoxy and this Scala and this divine ladder of divine ascent, it is grotesque. Um, Looking it up, like regular sources, you're not going to find all the disgusting things they do. They do like sexually depraved things, they flatulation and all that. So that, um, yeah, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you're not going to see the picture here. I'm going to move. I'm going to move that. See if I can move it to the side. All right, yeah, like this ladder of divine ascent. It's like struggling to get up to heaven, and at the bottom of the ladder, there's the pit of hell. So it appears to be a dragon. Funny how that is, huh? It's a dragon in the pit of hell, and anyone that falls off the ladder, well, the dragon ends up eating them. And then you have the angels coming down and Jesus and all that. So yeah, it's very, very violent. Move on to the next one. All right, these practices are self-deprecating and are flatulation, beating yourself. If you don't know what flatulation is, it's like the what's that religious? I forget the name of the religious Opus Dei. Opus Dei practice is flatulation. That was on that movie with Tom Hanks, the Da Vinci Code, with that assassin Silas. He practiced flatulation. He was Opus Dei, so excuse me. All right. It's also linked to rape and sexual frustration. So these people that practice this, they usually end up taking sexual advantage of young girls, boys, women, or men because the act of doing these religious practices very strictly, you know, not delving into anything of a sexual nature, well, they don't have any control over it. They're creating negative energies. So that's what happens when you practice these overtly religious, like steps and stuff like that, and prayer. You become frustrated. You manifest so many negative energies, and you become negative minded, and then they become sexually frustrated. So they end up taking advantage of someone. That's usually what happens, and that's actually a necessary part of this process. You have to go up these rungs to achieve perfection, and they believe by doing these things, by making these mistakes, that you are going to achieve perfection. That's what it actually is. Don't let anyone tell you otherwise. So, in 1476, Vlad fought in the Corvius army against the Ottoman Empire in Bosnia and was killed in battle near Snagov on January 10th, 1477. His name means Vlad the Dragon, and in modern Romanian, it means the devil. His father was Vlad II, and he was in the Order of the Dragon. This is fascinating, which was a religious order that was formed as a crusade to murder anyone and fight against the Ottoman Empire that was started in the year 1408. And supposedly it ended in the early 16th century. So, um, yeah, if you're listening on Apple Podcasts, you're gonna have to look up the symbol of the Order of the Dragon. So I have it up here, and what it is it's a dragon eating its own tail. So you have to think about that movie, that not that movie, the television series Altered Carbon. It's a dragon or a snake eating its own tail. How many times have you guys seen that symbolism out there? It's literally everywhere. So they supposedly say that the Order of the Dragon ended in like the early 16th century, it didn't. Like I said, it transformed and it mutated into something else. So if you see this in movies, um, it's representing the Order of the Dragon. Also, you have things like the medical symbol. It has a snake wrapped around a staff. Guys, all this stuff is connected. They're these religious nut jobs. They put symbolism in everything. So how can I describe this? It's like it's a pendant that you wear. It's like a you could wear like a necklace. And it's got a bunch of dots on it, and it's clearly a dragon with the wings. The wings are there. There's also another symbol that has the cross on it. So yeah, the Order of Dragons is still around, and the things that they practice cannibalism, they practice murder, rape, child molestation, all of the sickest things that you can possibly practice, and the Order of the Dragon had all of the richest of the rich back in 1408. You're talking about like in Germany, the Netherlands, France, Spain, all these people that were highly prominent. And you had Elizabeth Bathory. She was in the Order of the Dragon. Couldn't believe that. Maybe some of you may have researched that, but I've never delved into it before, though. So she was found with dozens of girls in cages and dead bodies. She would drain their blood and bathe in young blood to look youthful. She was also a cannibal. This was the idea for Bram Stoker's Dracula. She was called the Bloody Countess. So she was born on August 7th, 1560, and died August  21st, 1614. So she was 54 years old. In Hungary, that was their kingdom. Slovakia, yeah, yeah. Everyone knew that. Like she had her servants bring little girls in there. Apparently, she only wanted little girls. So, yeah, that's it for that slideshow. So yeah, the connection there. This these symbols in this Order of the Dragon and all that. You're gonna have to do your own research for that, and everywhere you see that, everywhere you see a snake eating its tail or a dragon eating its tail, that's proof. That's proof that it's still around. Um, there could be some like you know overlapping things like people just like that symbol and they use it, but that's not what it is. You have to think about these the family crest and things like that. They have dragons, they have griffins, they have snakes and stuff like that on it. So, and this was right before the Society of Jesus was formed by Ignatius Loyola. So he was the one that formed that. So he formed the Society of Jesus based off of that Eastern Orthodoxy and the Order of the Dragon. His family was a prominent family. So, guys, all this is connected. The ritualistic sacrifice, child molestation, all of these disgusting, negative religious practices that they do. It's literally all connected. I'm gonna have to connect all the facts and all the dots and details. I can't even begin to talk about that now. Maybe I'll just do like a documentary on it or something. I am working on another documentary. Should be finished this weekend on it. I think it's gonna be pretty good. It's I haven't like chosen the title yet, but it has to do with Earth. I think I'm gonna stick with the title like Earth, the planet sacrificed. So what I'm doing is I'm collecting clips from Internet Archive and using some Maybe some AI generated stuff, maybe not. But I'm gonna put that together tonight and tomorrow. But yeah, maybe it'd be a better idea to connect all this stuff through a documentary. Um, it would be a couple hours long. It's just unbelievable. All the connections in the past to all this. Um, the Order of the Dragon, Society of Jesus, Illuminati, Knights of the Golden Circle, all of it. It's literally right there. The thing is that what they believe in is they have to put this, the truth out in some form or fashion, so they can be successful with all their endeavors. That's what they believe in, but um, they're not successful. They're not. That's not the way that things work. These people are so superstitious. They really believe that putting it out in movies, television series. How many Dracula movies are out? How many movies come out about like exorcism and all that kind of stuff? I mean, they're delving into the sickest things. So yeah, guys, don't be into all this stuff. It is kind of fun doing the research about all this, but you have to draw the line. This stuff is actually practiced. They actually practice cannibalism and drinking blood and using young blood. So Elizabeth Bathory, she was killing little girls and draining their blood and taking baths in them. What do they do now? They do blood transfusions. So vampirism, it hasn't stopped. It's just a different form now, and they're using a more technologically advanced process by doing this, by doing blood transfusions, like hooking themselves up to little kids and teenagers. Oprah Winfrey does it. Peter Thiel does it. Talked about that. Others do it, and it does sort of reverse aging a little bit, and it keeps them young. But guys, this is sick. This is disgusting. We have to draw a line. We have to stop these people. They have to be exposed for the horrible people that they are. You can't go around doing stuff like this. So, but yeah, I'm gonna have to work on that. Connecting all these dots. I was absolutely shocked at the connections that all these things have. So Dracula, yeah, they hold him up to some kind of like deity or whatever, but he wasn't. He was a sick individual. He didn't live forever. He wasn't immortal. As that's not possible. So just another flesh and blood human being that did the most disgusting things, influenced people, and all those noblemen were into it. So, and look at now, hundreds of years later. So you think about what, more than 500 years later, has the world really even changed? No, they're just better at keeping it a secret. And now the secrets are starting to come out, and they're going to continue to come out. See, once you open the door, the floodgates come out. That's what happens. This is the beginning of the end for them, and they just don't realize it yet. I can promise you that. So endure all this, endure the negative period, and pretty soon it will be all over, and they're gonna pay. They're gonna pay for all of it, but we have to remove them by force. So maybe there'll be another protest here. This is the beginning of the civil war that's going on in America. It is going to happen. I can promise you. And I even read something on social media that uh, some podcaster or whatever, he was suggesting um, the political party split up, like Republicans go their own way and Democrats go their own way. Let's just split the country. You got to be kidding me. Why would you advise people to do that? Advise people to get rid of both political parties, all of them. It doesn't serve a purpose. Being a Democrat or being a Republican, who cares? It doesn't matter. They're all corrupt anyway. What does that have to do with anything? There should be like a fair council. But he's going on to suggesting people to split up the country. Yeah, like we're not already divided as it is. I don't see the purpose of having 50 states. That just doesn't make any sense. It's called the United States of America. Should just be called America, but it's not. It's already divided as much as it is, and you want to go ahead and suggest to people to divide even further? What an idiot. I don't even know his name, but just saw like a clip of that. The, the dude's, I don't know, he's really, really idiotic. But you know what? There's only a few people like me that actually, speak any like sense and logic and reason and think in a scientific capacity. But there's just so many negative people out there, so many government plants and shills and all that. Guys, just think for yourself. Don't let these people guide you like you're freaking sheep. That's not the way that things work. But so yeah, the earliest like mentions of vampires, I mean, it goes back thousands and thousands of years. So Dracula was not the first one. They talk about this in Egypt, in Sumeria also. People drinking blood. So what it really stems is from the Lyrans that came here. The Lyrans, the giants, like the 28, 30 foot tall giants, they were delving in all sorts of depravity 22 million years ago. And ever since they came, that's when all the negative things started to happen, sexual depravity and all that. And then when the barbaric people came 4 million years ago, yeah, there was a serious uptick in ritualistic sacrifice and all that. And then in the sort of modern age, the Ba'ath, the negative Pleiaren that came here like 13,500 years ago. Eris the barbarian, all of them, they demanded ritualistic sacrifice and firstborns and all sorts of other children, women and men. And it's just continually perpetuated. And these idiots that are, in the Catholic Church and these 13 families and everybody else, they're just perpetuating something that somebody else wanted. They just can't figure things out. My goodness, they're so idiotic. And they're going to regret this in the future. They're seriously, seriously going to regret this in their next lifetimes. I'm not, because I haven't done anything that compromised myself, despite what they would, claim. No, I'm uncompromising. So you're the ones that's sick, and history is going to remember. History will remember all of these people that have done these sick things, and in the future generations are going to be learning this in school. So you are going to be some of the most pathetic, negative, disgusting, sexually depraved human beings that ever existed. You're going down in history, but not what you want to go down in history for. Not as being great, as being a bunch of losers. That's what it is. So yeah, keep on doing your negative intrigues. You're only hurting yourself and of course others. So come on, people. Let's remove these people. Let's remove them permanently from their places of power and authority. What we need to do is like create some sort of prison, anti gravity prison over the Pacific Ocean. Put them all on there. Put billions of people on there. That's what needs to happen. Positive people need to take over the civilization and do that. But um, yeah, I wish. But their end is coming. So counting the days until that happens. I may not see it in my lifetime. It's possible, but you know what? It is coming. I know it is. That's the way that things work. So Vlad Dracula thought that he can do whatever he wants, and he ended up dying in battle. So, um, and I wonder who he is now in his this lifetime. I know he has to be alive now. I have no idea who he is. I can tell you what. The way that sometimes it works. Sometimes in your next incarnations you look similar. So you would have to put this back up. there's anyone that kind of looks similar to that, that's the way he looked. Maybe that was a long time ago though. 1477 was a long, long time. He's probably had like maybe a couple lifetimes since then. So, but it's possible. Sometimes your eye color stays the same. Look like he had like light brown eyes or something. But yeah, he's a odd looking duck, huh? Yeah. So yeah, that's sometimes it works like that. Like you look similar. I know that I look a little bit similar to what I did in my previous lifetime. Um, it doesn't always happen like that. It depends on the parents that you choose because we choose our own parents when our spirit forms attach itself to the fetus on the 21st day. So, but it is possible. I wonder who he is though. I wonder if he's delving into the negative again. It's probably likely because I had a theory about that. Um, that there's like deeper depths to the spiritual subconscious that nobody's figured out, and that's where you hold all of your deep-seated like issues and stuff like that, like being a murderer or cannibal or rapist or something like that. You carry that on from lifetime to lifetime if you don't deal with it in that physical lifetime. So certain issues, according to my theory, um, is that you need a material consciousness to deal with these issues. You have to deal with all these issues, and if you don't deal with it before you pass in that lifetime or die, then you bring it on with you into your next lifetime, and then you make mistakes again. You make like similar mistakes. So, but who knows? Could be anybody. Yeah. So yeah, I'm gonna do more and more additional research on all this. Make connections. I'm pretty sure I'm gonna do a documentary on it eventually. This is just unbelievable. This is like literally connecting everything. So I had no idea that I was going to discover the connection to pretty much everything. I knew there were certain aspects that were connected to old ways of doing things, but it just fits. So I'll have to get the facts. I don't want to just like throw all theories out there, but I will get the facts. And that other documentary, hopefully, I'll be done soon. But yeah, that's about it on this Freaky Friday episode. Um, Donald Trump, guys, he's not gonna make it out of it. I'm telling you. If I'm right about it, and he's trying to push out the Rothschilds, his life's already over. And he has a double. Maybe the one that you're seeing on television is his double. It's very very possible that the real one's already gone, but who knows? That's a theory also, but I guess we'll just have to sit back and watch this crazy show. Huh? That's the life that we live. Guys, stay positive. Stay informed. Keep on learning everything. Learn as much as you can. Meditate. Let's try to endure this. You have to have a very neutral, positive mentality on things or whatever. Let's stop the hate. Please stop the hate. And if you guys took part in that protest, well, thank you for doing your part. Um, Maybe it will have some positive effect. We are getting to these people. It's inevitably going to happen. So we need to keep doing that. We need to keep standing up for what we believe in a positive way, and we can't back down. So never back down. That was the name of a movie, wasn't it? Never back down. Yeah, like a martial arts movie, I think. But that's it. Tomorrow night, be doing an episode tomorrow night, around the same time, like 9 or 10. And I guess if you want to tune into that, more than welcome to. All right, guys, you have a good night. Have a good weekend. I'll see you on the next episode, or I'll see you in the next lifetime.